heat wave hit mainland China recently. The high temperature in Beijing caused many young tourists to cry due to the heat. Henan also saw extreme temperatures at a historic level. The highest temperature was 44 degrees Celsius, and the lowest temperature was 33 degrees Celsius. It is worth noting that the temperature has embarked on a rising path, and the high temperature in many places will reach a recent peak, which is rare in history. Many young tourists cry due to the high temperature in Beijing. CCTV
气
News
温方
reported
面，
that from
中央气
July
象台预
12
计，未
to
来3
14,
天，北京、
Beijing would maintain a high temperature mode, with the highest temperature at 36 to 40 degrees C, high humidity, and obvious stuffiness. The public needs to continue doing a good job in heat stroke prevention and cooling. It is reported that Beijing is under a yellow high temperature warning. Many bloggers on mainland social media platforms posted videos pointing out that the 40-degree high temperature will punish everyone in Beijing. Going out in Beijing is like being licked by a cow, and tourists cried due to the heat in Beijing. A video shows that several children on the tour were crying due to the heat, some crying loudly and some crying while walking. They said, "I never want to come to Beijing again. I swear I will never come to Beijing again." A boy who cried in the corner of the Forbidden City in Beijing said, "I won't come again, never again." Some netizens complained, "It's hot and tiring, the prices are too high, and the accommodation is ridiculously expensive. Why go there? You have to make reservations everywhere. Enough." I sweat profusely every day. I spent more than 200 yuan just drinking water, beverages, and popsicles in the Forbidden City. 2 people fainted from the heat several times. I won't go there in summer, and I won't go there again. Beijing is really a place where you will die of heat in summer and freeze to death in winter. Henan may encounter historically extreme high temperatures, with the highest temperature of 44 degrees Celsius and the lowest temperature of 33 degrees Celsius. At Tenek on July 14th, the national temperature rankings showed that many places in Henan were extremely hot. According to the real-time temperature rankings of 2,418 national meteorological observation stations across the country, the top 10 locations were all in Henan. ChinaNews.com reported that the Henan Provincial Meteorological Observatory upgraded and issued a high-temperature red alert at 12 o'clock on the 14th. It is expected that the highest temperature in Zhengzhou, Xinjiang, Jiaozuo, Luoyang, Kaifeng, Shangqiu, and other places will rise to above 40 degrees in the afternoon of the 14th. Mammoth Video reported that the highest temperature in Zhengzhou had reached 44 degrees Celsius on the 12th, with temperatures reaching 40 degrees for 4 consecutive days. Henan may encounter historically extreme high temperatures. The highest temperature is 44 degrees Celsius, and the lowest temperature is 33 degrees Celsius. Luxiang Morning News reported on the 14th that the real roasting test would reach its peak from the 14th to the 16th. By then, the highest temperature in the provincial capital, Zhengzhou, may hit an astonishing 44 degrees C, and even the lowest temperature at night may be as high as 33 degrees. The summer heat will last throughout the entire day. A heat wave is coming, and high temperatures in a large area of China will reach a recent peak. From July 14th to 16th, a massive heat wave is sweeping across China, with temperatures intensifying from north to south. According to CCTV News and China Weather Network, many regions, including Henan, are expected to break historical records. Cities like Zhengzhou and Xi'an will face days of extreme heat, pushing past previous highs. The range and intensity of high temperatures on the 15th and 16th will reach recent peaks, and the sphere of influence will extend from North China to South China. Henan, southern Hebei, Guangdong, Shanxi, western Shandong, western Hubei, and other places have become the core areas of high temperatures, and the highest temperatures in some areas can reach 40 degrees to 43 degrees. Local areas such as Shandong and Henan may challenge the records for the same period in July. Among China's major cities, Zhengzhou and Xi'an will experience high temperatures for the next 6 days. Zhengzhou may reach 40 degrees or above on the 14th and 15th, and the highest temperature on the 15th may reach 42 degrees Celsius, challenging the local highest temperature record, 43 degrees Celsius, July 19th, 1966. At the same time, according to a large number of messages in the comment sections of mainland social media platforms, Heat stroke patients have appeared in many places due to high temperatures, and many people have even died. There are queues at some crematoriums again, but there are very few reports from media controlled by the CCP. The outside world generally suspects that CCP officials are concealing the truth about the ongoing high-temperature disaster.
As a first-tier city in China, Guangzhou is one of the most economically developed cities along the coast. However, with the overall decline of China's economy, Guangzhou's economy has also taken a significant downturn. Speaking of Guangzhou, we must mention the migrant workers. In past years, Guangzhou had many prosperous processing factories, which provided employment opportunities for a large number of migrants. However, with the Chinese Communist Party continuously pressuring foreign companies, many have been scared away. This former manufacturing hub now faces numerous factory closures, directly leading to many workers losing their jobs. A man said, "There is nothing to do in Guangzhou and everyone is lying down. Lying down, there are too many people." This is the scene of worker recruitment at Guangzhou Chaonan Xinjie Clothing Manufacturing. A man said, November 8th, 7:38 in the morning, "There are only a dozen people looking for jobs now. Find something to do, brothers." This video shows that there are very few bosses offering jobs, while people searching for work fill the streets. A man said, "At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there are no job seekers on Chaonan New Street. Everyone is looking for jobs. All these people are out. The bosses need people to do odd jobs. Everyone is looking for something, but there are no job seekers." This video captures the sentiments of a worker. A man said, "To be honest, many people doing odd jobs outside now are living off their savings. It's true, many are living off their savings. There's no work at all. Really, you can't find anything to do even if you want to. Many bosses have nothing to eat now. To be honest, it's true. Even the former bosses have nothing to eat. It's really shocking." This is a blogger's advice to people considering working in Guangzhou. A man said, "This is the situation in Guangzhou this year. The market is terrible. No one makes money. Everyone is suffering. Don't dream of coming to Guangzhou anymore. I see many people want to come to Guangzhou. Many end up going back." On September 16th, 2024, a blogger visited a job market in Guangzhou and interviewed several job seekers. A man said, "Looking for work every day. Now I can't find a job. I have nothing to do. My business is not good." Guangzhou is a manufacturing city, but the manufacturing industry in this city is shrinking. A man said, "I went to the human fabric market today. Why is it so deserted? Where are the people? Look, the security guard is dozing off." The blogger noted that the entire market seemed very depressed. A man said, "This is Kangal Lujiang in Haizhu District, the largest clothing village in Guangzhou. There are nearly 300,000 people in the clothing industry and tens of thousands of clothing factories here. From the garbage dump, I just rode from there and didn't take a picture, to Kangal Bridge, all the way to Juzhou, everyone is looking for customers." The blogger remarked that this year's clothing industry has obviously declined compared to previous years, with fewer customers during the same period. Rows of people squat, waiting for customers. Look, no customers are showing up. This video appears to be posted by a Hubei factory owner operating in Guangzhou, showing that he and many surrounding factories have ceased operations. A man said, "In Guangzhou on October 20th, these 3 factories are still shut down. The factory opposite is shut down, the factory opposite me is still shut down, and the factory diagonally opposite is still shut down. The factory here is still shut down. Anyway, everything is shut down. Guangzhou can't go on. Pack up and go back to Hubei." The subtitles of this video indicate that, due to the lack of work in Guangzhou, many Hubei factory owners cannot bear the pressure of housing costs and are moving their factories back. Many workers are also returning to their hometowns. A man said, "There is nothing to do in Guangzhou, so many people are going back. They are all carrying luggage, big and small. The bus is waiting here. This is the bus back to Hubei." Now, it is very common for factories in Guangzhou to stop operations or even close their doors and return home. A man said, In Guangzhou, at least 2,000 clothing factories will go bankrupt this year. The clothing industry is really too difficult this year. It is really too competitive. This factory owner mentioned that in August this year, many factories in Guangzhou were only busy for a week, and some newly hired workers were embarrassedly laid off shortly after. Factory owners are struggling to keep their businesses running. He believes that even for factories still operating, it is a false sense of prosperity with no actual profit. He suggested that those struggling to sustain their factories should consider shutting down early. He predicted that next year will undoubtedly be even more difficult than this year. Like in other major cities, Guangzhou also faces cases of factories withholding workers' wages and labor rights disputes. A total of 1.8 million yuan in wages has been withheld from workers who are waiting to receive their pay before returning home for the new year. Another circuit board factory, which had been operating for over 20 years, announced its closure. According to the blogger, this factory had been operating in Dongguan, Guangdong, for 28 years. Regarding the reasons for the shutdown, the blogger stated, "The boss explained that due to the impact of the market environment, factory orders had sharply declined, making it impossible to maintain normal operations. After careful consideration by management, they decided to completely cease production."